Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jackie Audwong. I am the Manager of Marketing and Promotions here in FCAD, the Faculty of Communication and Design at Ryerson University. We are one of 7 faculties here at Ryerson. We have over 5,000 students with us throughout the year. And of course, we are one of the most creative and entrepreneurial kinds of schools in Toronto and in Canada altogether. I'm very happy to have you here. And of course, as Franco mentioned, we do have staff behind the scenes to answer any kinds of questions that you might have as a current applicant, as someone who might have received an offer, and of course, for parents and teachers, you're more than welcome to submit questions as well. So please do so, and we'll try our best to answer them. One of the ways that we kind of innovate and shape the future within our industries is actually in terms of music. So for those of you who don't know, we are launching our professional music program this fall. And it is something that is very unique within Canada, the first of its kind in Canada, where it is non-conservatory and it really focuses on the business of music. It's a holistic program that looks at the industry as a whole. So it's not just for musicians, it's for people who are interested in doing music festivals, live events, and performances, for example. If you're interested in marketing or talent management, for example, this is the type of program for you. All of our programs across the faculty are all connected, innovative, and disruptive in their very own ways. And of course, just pull up this slide. We actually have a lot of partnerships around the world, but also locally. So as students in FCAD, you get to benefit directly within these programs, either through learning from industry professionals as guest lecturers, or sometimes you actually get to work with these organizations. So one of my favorite examples is in creative industries, some of the students actually got to work with Cirque du Soleil to reconceptualize the audience experience from the minute they buy a ticket all the way until post-show kind of experience. These are the types of opportunities you get as an FCAD student and coming through to FCAD. In terms of innovative, we look at solving problems in very, very different ways. And of course, we use a lot of different tools and ideas to really help our organizations and partners kind of rethink all types of experiences. Our educators and professors are also working within the industry. And so that means that your education experience is extremely current. All of the tools, software, and kind of design systems are all industry level and current. We're very disruptive and we're not afraid to kind of look at new ideas. We're constantly looking at new ways of thinking about fashion, about journalism, about communication, music, and so forth. And as an FCAD student, you will be kind of trained to take a look through a creative perspective at solving some of the world's most pressing challenges like sustainability, equity, diversity, and inclusion, for example. So number one reason to come to FCAD is because of the innovative education experience. We're not an art school. So yes, you will be perfecting and honing your craft. However, you will be applying those skills to develop and solve problems and really develop a better understanding of how the world works. So you're developing skills in collaboration, global competence through our international experiences, and of course, going through a lot of design and user experience thinking. Number two is career focused. So everything that we do has an element of the industry connection. Again, ranging from learning from industry professionals as your instructors or professors, internships, and other experiential learning opportunities, including on-campus work-study programs, paid internships, volunteer experiences. A lot of our students actually work with some of the major festivals that happen within Toronto, either through connections made from the schools or even on your own kind of experiences doing projects in and around the city. We also look at health and well-being. We take that very seriously. So we actually have something called the Student Success Center, where you actually get to talk to career counselors, you get to talk about career planning, but we also look at health and well-being from a very holistic perspective, not just academic well-being, but also social. So there's a lot of cool events. All of our programs have course unions that host events for themselves or for the greater community. And of course, we also have something called the RCDS, the Ryerson Communication and Design Society, which is our student group for all FCAD students. We also have something called the Creative Innovation Studio, something that is extremely exciting. Earlier during the welcome slides, you heard a video all about zones. So Ryerson has 10 different entrepreneurial zones. 3 of those zones are within FCAD, and that's the transmedia zone, the design fabrication zone, as well as the fashion zone. Zones are all housed, our 3 zones are actually housed at the Creative Innovation Studio, which is a physical building, but also a concept. The Innovation Studio partners a lot with community organizations, arts organizations, and otherwise to actually talk about entrepreneurship and creativity within the industries. So within the transmedia zone, for example, it's all about innovating the ways we tell stories, from podcasts to shorts to different types of websites and news delivery mechanisms. In our fashion zone, you can actually see one of the residents is actually 3D printing and using creative technology to print certain elements within fashion. And that's really cool as well. One of our team members actually is in the fashion zone and you might have seen her on the news, but she's all about integrating Braille within fashion. So making fashion a lot more accessible and inclusive for everybody. We prioritize and really value international experiences, whether you want to travel or if you want to stay in Toronto itself. And so we actually have different hubs across the world, 4 different hubs, one in London, Dubai, Tuscany, as well as New York. These are actually boutique, I like to call them boutique campuses because you actually get to go there physically and work on creative assignments and projects. And you actually get credit for those. And these courses are available to all FCAD students. Some of them are program specific, meaning that some of them are only for interior design students. Some of them are only for RTA media students, but a lot of them are applicable and available to you regardless of the programs that you're in. So you can also do international exchanges, which are a few months long for credit. And the good thing about that is you actually pay tuition at Ryerson. You travel abroad, do some courses, and I've heard amazing stories where students are taking classes in the UK, and then they're going to different places in Europe by train. So they could be having in class in one country, having lunch in a different country. And that's really, really cool. If you're not about to travel if you're not about traveling for extended periods of time, we actually have something called short-term intensives. And these are actually courses that are available to you from anywhere ranging from 3 to 8 weeks. So very short term, where you're actually going on site with your class to work on a creative project. So some students actually travel to Finland, some to Germany, for example, and we have tons of different places and offerings available to you. You actually travel with the instructor from Ryerson FCAD. We are in Toronto, so that's the most diverse city in all of Canada, and you'll get so many different types of experiences and perspectives, a global perspective. We actually have a lot of international students here at Ryerson as well, so there's a great community for you here. We actually have a very wide array of topics that our professors as well as our students actually focus on. And what you see behind me is something called the Catalyst at FCAD. And this is our research collision space. And it's located in the Rogers Communication Center. As you can see, it's a massive space. This is where 18 of our research centers and labs actually reside. They're actually residents. And the whole idea of this space is about, clashing of ideas, where the partnership with Cirque du Soleil, for example, is a part of the Future of Live Entertainment Lab, which is within the Catalyst, and they're focusing on audience experiences. But we also have another research center called the Center for Free Expression, which talks about whistleblowing within the creative industries. And this is where these research centers can kind of mix their ideas and come up with something new and innovative and work together with their partners from the community and across the world. We also house international scholars within the Catalyst as well. So in the past, we've had scholars from China, from Germany, from the Netherlands, and from the United States. And this is where the research actually happens. Research for us at FCAD is not just for professors, not just for graduate students. As undergraduate students, you actually get exposed to research as well. And you'll have a lot of opportunities to serve as research assistants, for example, where you're doing great work with faculty members in media, design, communication, performance, and all sorts of different areas.
And that is it. Thank you everyone again for joining us here today. On behalf of Ryerson University and our entire team here, thank you for joining us here. And I hope that yourself, your family and friends continue to stay safe and healthy. So we hope to see you on campus soon. Take care.